Right then, it's action in the JK Touring cars. The first race that we're going to see in the post-lunch track session. We already have had an LGB Euro JK16 series and Superbike 2 races. But this is the first race of this particular round in the JK Touring car class. Race number 5 of the day. And this features Deepak Paul Chinappa in car number 39. Blood group O positive. He is definitely a positive driver, a seasoned campaigner, Deepak Paul Chinappa. You know, we've seen him race on the track in 2 and 4-wheelers, and the moment he starts off on pole position, you've got Varun Anekar in car number 88, who's on P2. And there's, there you see him, Varun Anekar starts off on P2. Remember, in qualifying, he was actually second, clocking a time of 2 minutes 27.551 seconds. He was behind Deepak Paul Chinappa. So starts on P2, but in the front row. So he'll be keen to put in a strong showing here. On P3, you've got B. Vijay Kumar in car number 67. And there you see him, the seasoned campaigner. B. Vijay is quite a handful. And in these tin top cars, the tin top category, the touring cars as they call, quite a handful. These cars that you see and drive on the racetrack, well, these are the cars they race. Now, we've already taken a look at B. Vijay Kumar, who is P3. Let's look at P4 now. Rajaram is in car number 60, and we'll take a close look at him in just a moment. There you see him in car number 60. So that's car number 4. See, Rajaram starts off on P4. Rajaram, remember, in qualifying had a time of 2 minutes 28.975 seconds. Car number 41, there's Shivarama Krishnan in on P5. So it's an interesting lineup. Remember, the overall championship has seen a very strong showing from Ashish Ramaswamy, who's in car number 59. And you can see that car on the edge of your screens. It's just going out of picture now. But you've got to realize he's quite a handful. So Ashish Ramaswamy starts off on P6. And then you've got Radha Selvaraj as well. You've got Kumar. You've got Siddharth Kishore as well. So very interesting to see how this race is going to pan out in just a bit. So we're set now with action. The cars have lined up and we're set for race action to commence in just a bit. We'll have the formation lap go at the moment. There you see, right there, Deepak Paul Chinappa, probably his car stalled right at the start of this lap. But he's got his car running, that's the good part. And you had a feeling that Vijay Kumar also managed to just get his car going. But remember, this is just the formation lap, so no real problems here. Even though the car did stall, It will not hurt his race chances. There you see him, Deepak Balchinappa come around. Varun Anekar, B. Vijay Kumar, Raja Ram, Ramakrishnan, Ashish Ramasamy is there as well. Kumar, K.E. Kumar that is, and Siddharth Kishore, remember. Another one of those drivers who comes from a family that has a history of being associated with motorsport. Remember, this is going to be an 8-lap race. Currently, they're just doing the formation lap, so just getting a feel of the racetrack, making sure the tires get warmed up as well. So that's exactly what they're just trying to do here. Just getting things going. Car number 5, there you see Siddharth Kishore. He's last on the grid. His father was a very keen motorsports enthusiast as well. So as I said, it's running in the family as far as this setup's concerned. View of the grandstand seats. They're going to fill up tomorrow, that's for sure. Super Sunday, a lot of people come in. It's a holiday tomorrow, so those seats probably going to offer the best view in the house and won't be empty for long. That's for sure. So you got to remember, in qualifying, the fastest time that Deepak Balchinappa clocked was almost 2.5 minutes. So doing 5 kilometers of 1 lap on this track, well, it's going to take some doing from these cars. And remember, right now they're not even pushing the limits because this is just the formation lap. So they're just getting a feel of the racetrack. They'll do 1 lap, come up and line up again at the starting point with the drivers, and then get the show on the road. Remember, on the start grid, we'll have 8 cars only. Radha Selvaraj not lining up on the start grid here. So just 8 cars will take positions. Just trying to make sure that the tires get warmed up. You can see them swerving their cars from side to side. It's just nothing else but to get the tires warmed up on the track. It's the first race that these cars are running in the day today. So drivers just wanting to make sure that the cars get good traction on this racetrack. Looking on eagerly. Probably they've got the best view in the house right now. So there you see it, the lineup on P1, Deepak Balchinappa, Varun Anekar, Vijay Kumar, and they're off now. Race beginning in earnest. It's an 8-lap race, remember. This is the JK Touring Car category. And going into C1, it is Deepak Balchinappa who's in the lead, holding off the challenge very easily. Good start, I have to say, for Siddharth Kishore. He was last on the grid and he's moved up a couple of positions. Good start for the race leader, the pole sitter as well. Anekar holding on to the second spot. Siddharth Kishore had a good start, but then he slipped back again. It's the safety car coming around the bend. On the back straight now, that's from C4 heading into C5, the longest straight on this racetrack at the BIC. And this is where you'll see cars attaining maximum speed on this circuit. The drivers getting maximum juice out of their cars on that straight. Siddharth Kishore coming around the bend. I think it'll be important to keep an eye out for car number 59. That's Ashish Ramasamy. He's, remember, started 6th on the grid, and he's a very strong contender for the overall title. Is Ashish Ramasamy. I had a feeling there was a problem with K.E. Kumar's car. K.E. Kumar was in car number 100, and I think he's had a problem. Yes, there you can see him stalled on the side of the racetrack, so that's disappointment. The good thing that he's done is he's gone off the track, so his car is not impeding the circuit in any way, and that's a heartening sign, but disheartening for him because his race is over, and over in the very first lap itself. Not the quickest cars on the circuit, remember. An average lap time that you'll get here will be about 2 minutes 27 seconds or 2 minutes 26 seconds around this 5 kilometer long track. The circuit length is that. For the moment, no problems for Deepak Paul Chinappa. He's having a good run at the moment. Varun's in second, BVG in third. As they come around the bend to finish the first lap. Remember, 8 laps in all. BVG is going to be mounting a challenge for that second spot. Deepak Paul Chinappa is in the lead. Vijay Kumar has moved into second. Varun Anekar pushed down to third. Ashish Ramaswamy, good start for him. As I was saying, he has moved up to fourth. So he started off on sixth. You can see him go by now. That's his car number 59. Good start from him. So he's climbing up positions already. Deepak's had a good run as well. He'll have to watch out now for B. Vijay Kumar, the seasoned campaigner who's moved into second spot. It's an interesting run around this 5 kilometer long racetrack. People who've dropped down in positions are Sivarama Krishnan has dropped positions. Rajaram's dropped positions as well. Remember, Radha Selvaraj did not start. K.E. Kumar had problems with his car in the opening lap itself. That's Anekar for you. Varun Anekar in car number 88. He's been pushed down to third by B. Vijay, who's in that black car that's going by. He's running second. The race leader at the edge of your picture frames to the top left. Good run for Deepak Paul Chinappa for the moment. This is an iconic structure, you'll have to say, the BIC. And there you can see a good run here. The back marker, Sivarama Krishnan, is the car you can see in your picture frames. He's not having a great run. In car number 41 is M. Sivarama Krishnan. He's been one of the strong contenders, remember, in the past, but today, not the best of races for him. He's one of the back markers. In fact, his car is the last car on the grid at the moment. Now catching up with the race leader. That's Deepak Paul Chinappa, BVG and Varun Anekar. 3 cars that you've just seen go by. And Deepak Paul comes around that bend, about to finish the second lap. He's clocking good times. That first lap was a very good lap. The second lap a little slower. But he's still almost 2 seconds. In fact, over 2 seconds ahead of BVG. It's a good run from Deepak Paul Chinappa. It's the race leader for you. BVG just going by. And that's car number 3 that's gone by as well. So interesting scenario here. Varun Anekar and Ashish Ramaswamy in third and fourth. Remember, this race category is one which has been dominated by Ashish Ramaswamy this season. And he's currently running fourth. You can see that blue car coming in. That's Ashish Ramaswamy. There he comes. In car number 59. He's been the most competitive racer in this JK Touring car class this season in the National Racing Championship. Yeah, because the first 3 rounds that he's had, he has been absolutely unstoppable. So the title, of course, is his, but he started 6th. He's still hungry for more. He's moved up to 4th, and I think he's looking for a podium spot here. For the moment, this is Siddharth Kishore in your picture frames in car number 5. Probably problems with his car, I feel, which is why he's not being able to extract maximum juice from it. He's driving very conservatively, just milking whatever he can from the car and keeping it going. And doesn't look competitive at all. I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls into the pit lane soon. Just at the way in which he's going, I think he's just trying to get his car back towards the pit lane, probably. But that's the racer who's in the lead, Deepak Palchinappa. Good run from him. His fastest lap was 2 minutes 25.101 seconds. That was the opening lap of the race. And he's coming around now to finish the 3rd lap, which he does. Again, not as fast as his opening lap, but definitely faster than the 2nd. The key is that B. Vijay Kumar is narrowing the gap down. Look at the black car behind the race leader. That's the race leader for you. Good run from him. But look at the car behind him. The gap is narrowed down almost to just about 2 seconds. So even the slightest of errors from Deepak Paul, and he could run into heavy weather because there are still 5 laps to go. This is not the ideal run for Sivaramakrishnan in car number 41. Another one of those drivers who struggled with his pace today. Just showing what can be done here, but look at this run from Ashish Rangaswamy. He is very, very impressive, the way he's been going. Back markers struggling at the moment. That is Siddharth Kishore. He's still in the race, albeit not in the reckoning, just to put things into perspective. Way off the pace, way off the pace indeed. You know, the touring car category, or the JK touring cars, is a class that's contested. They end up using regular saloon cars, you know, so like the typical esteems that you can see in your picture. Regular saloon cars that people like you and I might have driven on the Indian roads. It's just that they've been slightly modified within the racing regulations that have been set for this particular class, and given that modification, they end up racing it on the racetrack and try and get maximum juice out of these saloon cars. You've got to remember, the average age of drivers driving in the JK touring car class is 50 years. And 50 isn't enough. Remember, you've got someone who's 78 in this race category. So it just tells you that age is no bar if you really love racing. 78-year-old Vidya Prakash is races in this category. He's not on the grid here at the BIC. That just tells you that you've got race drivers like that as well. Bilal, just going to see that for the moment Siddharth Kishore is the one who's struggling, as is Sivaramakrishnan. Ashish Ramaswamy went on to win both races in round 1, won both races in round 2 as well, while hasn't been any challenge at all. He hails from Red Rooster Performance. Can he do something special in this 4th and final round, can Ashish? Because he's still got a lot of gap to fill, a lot of gap to cover. Currently running 4th, catching up with Varun Anekar. Ashish Ramaswamy, remember, drives for Red Rooster Performance. That's the team that he drives for in the JK Touring Car class. From Bangalore. And he's won all 6 races in the series, a lead of quite a few points. In fact, picked up 120 points in all across the three rounds, and because of that, he's pretty much sealed the title even before this particular final round at the Budh International Circuit. It's more of a fight for the second and third spot, not just in this race, but overall in the championship as well, between Selvaraj and Rajaram and Deepak Paul, because only 4 points separate those 3 drivers. And I think a good strong showing here from Deepak Paul Chinappa will help him go a long way in taking that second spot in the overall standings as far as the driver standings are concerned. 4 laps are gone, remember. 4 more to go, including this one as they're heading towards the start-finish point. 5 laps gone now. Deepak Paul Chinappa still in the lead, but barely in the lead. 1 second separating him and B. Vijay Kumar. Varun Anekar is still running third, and behind him is Ashish Ramaswamy. So a battle for the top spot, a battle for the third spot. That's the talking point in this race. And there you see it, an overtaking maneuver. Just as we saw, Ashish Ramaswamy, I think, has gone past Varun Anekar. Yes, he has. Contact between the 2 cars. Varun trying to claim that third spot back, but it's not going to be easy. Meanwhile, in the lead is Deepak Paul Chinappa, still holding off B. Vijay Kumar's challenge, and on the straight he looks quicker. You've got to say that for sure. Vijay falling off the pace there. That's Siddharth Kishore for you. He's still run 4 laps, hasn't completed the 5th lap, so he's a lap behind. And what's happening here? Problems, I think, with Varun Anekar's car. Yes, car number 88 seems to be heading for the pit lane. Disappointing end to the race for Varun Anekar. Yes, he's out of the race for sure. Made some contact with Ashish Ramaswamy's car, did Varun Anekar, in that lap. You can see the damaged fender, you can see the damaged bumper on the left. Clear indication where the 2 cars collided. And that's the end of the race for Varun Anekar. So that's disappointment for him. Body language says it all. And that is also the end of Ashish Ramaswamy's race, is it? Yes, because his car is damaged as well. Oh, so this is not good news for Ashish Ramaswamy. And he's disappointed. Yes, why not? Oh, look at that. Well, it's all the better that he's already won the championship. Remember, he sealed the championship because he won all 3 races of this category. The first, second and third rounds, all 6 races in those 3 rounds were won by him. So he didn't leave it to chance, and rightly so. Because here at the BIC, his races ended in disaster. No such disaster for Deepak Paul Chinappa, though. He's got a chance to clinch a win here. I think now the field has opened up as well. Deepak Paul will finish victorious if there's no error from him. 6 laps gone. This is the 7th lap that they're running. B. Vijay Kumar has dropped behind almost 3.5-4 seconds behind the race leader. And then there'll be a huge gap between the 2nd and the 3rd place driver. I think this race has pretty much seen whatever excitement there was, because now we've got 3 cars that have gone off the track out of 8 cars that started. So there are only 5 cars running right now on the racetrack, out of which you've got 2 drivers who are actually a lap behind. There's one of them who's now in your picture frames. There you see him in car number 41. There he goes by Siva Ramakrishnan. He's behind by a lap. He's still running his 5th lap. But there you see the champion of this category is walking across and walking away very disconsolate. Ashish Ramaswamy. Not a happy man. Very agitated gait, still looking back at that racetrack wistfully. Car number 59 is what it was that he was driving, Ashish Ramaswamy. And there you see the damage that he sustained to the right side of the car, because he'd overtaken Anekar, and Varun Anekar then slammed into his car, damaging the right side of the car. In fact, damage sustained by Varun Anekar's car as well, the left fender being damaged, probably damage to the right, to the left wheel as well. So his race was over, as was Ramaswamy's race. And that will now give an opportunity to Sivaramakrishnan to try and break into the top three. Albeit, there's Rajaram who's running in third at the moment. This is Siddharth Kishore in car number 5. Way off the pace. Now the race leader is about to lap Siddharth Kishore. There you see him. He's gone past him again. Just comparing the speed of the two cars. There's no match. Probably, I think there's some problem with Siddharth Kishore's car. So he's just nursing it on the racetrack. But a whole lot quicker. Deepak Polchinappa. So he's done it all, hasn't he, as Deepak Polchinappa, as I said at the start of the race, from two-wheelers to four-wheelers, he's had a fair run. And this win is going to be very helpful for him, because remember, though the championship has been sealed by Ashish Rangaswamy, there is still a fight for the second spot in the overall Drivers' Championship. And that's between him and Rajaram. For the moment, there you can see the man I was talking about in car number 60. Rajaram is currently running third in the race. In fact, he's now moved into second, has he? Because B. Vijay Kumar has dropped off the pace. Yes, it does seem to be the case. So this race has seen a lot of dropouts, or a lot of drivers falling by the wayside. Remember, 8 cars on the grid, and then when you have incidents like these, it just becomes pretty much like a one-man show. Seven laps have been completed. Deepak Polchinappa is in the lead. Rajaram is second. B. Vijay Kumar is a lap behind. Sivaramakrishnan is a lap behind. So, really, there's a huge spacing between the drivers. But let's watch the race leader take the checkered flag. Comfortable win for Deepak Polchinappa. He's done two-wheeler racing, he's raced bikes, he's raced cars, and here he's racing the JK Touring cars and clinching a win for himself. Well, it will be a long wait, remember, because here comes C. Rajaram, and he is finished second. Almost 32.5 seconds behind the race winner. A huge gap between the race winner and the man who's come in second. Over 32 seconds. And we'll have to wait a lot longer to figure out who's going to come in third, because there the wait might just be a lot longer. There's Sivaramakrishna's car on the racetrack as well. So car number 41 is what Sivaramakrishnan driving, and he might have a chance to make it. Or is that going to be Siddharth Kishore coming in? I think he's running a lap behind. Yes, he is definitely running a lap behind. And there you go. Finally, we've got Sivarama Krishnan, who's come in, remember, running a lap behind. So it's just been a story of great pace set by Deepak Palchanappa. And then nobody really has matched up to that pace all through this race. When you talk about Rajaram, he was 32 seconds behind. The other drivers are running one lap behind the race winner. So it just tells you clearly it's been completely skewed as far as this JK Touring Cars race is concerned. Finally entering the pit lane, the winner of this race, Deepak Palchanappa. He can savor the moment, and also he'll have a long wait, remember, because he was well and truly ahead of the rest of the pack. Started off the race on pole position, and he's been the fastest on display as well. The fastest lap also being clocked by him of 2 minutes 25.101 seconds. Rajaram finishing second, the seasoned pro. Deepak Palchanappa, you'll have to say, I mean, from biking to four-wheel racing, he's a happy man. But you'll have to say the competition really wasn't as effective today, with Ramaswamy pulling out, Anekar pulling out, damage to their cars. K. Kumar had his car damaged in the very first lap itself. So disappointment for this race. Let's catch up with the race winner.
Excuse me.
By the side of the track.
Yeah.
Você vai ficar aqui prestando atenção.
Ready? Deepak, congratulations. It seems like, was it a capo?
It wasn't for the first few laps. Mr. BVJ Kumar was on my tail the whole race for the first 4 laps. So it was quite hard actually to keep him behind. It isn't easy to just catch up and pass on this track, but also, you know, when you're in front, you're always cautious about who's behind you. So it was a good fight for the first 4 laps, but then afterwards I have no idea what happened. There was no one behind me, so I eased off.
Talking about your first 3 laps, any tough competition in front?
Yeah, the first 4 laps with my teammate Varun Anekar as well as Mr. BVJ Kumar. it was quite hard to keep my focus in front. I was always looking in the back and making sure I was quite far away from them.
And how was your braking at the sharp corners?
My brakes weren't too good. That's why they were catching me towards the braking. But on the straight line, this car's a rocket. We just pulled away from most of them.
And any mistakes you?
I made plenty of mistakes. Like I said, I kept looking back, but that was only to ensure that I keep a gauge of how many car lengths they're behind me. So that was a whole. That's the only mistake I made. Apart from that, I think after the first 4 laps, I just ran away.
And what we can expect in the next race from Deepak?
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Just got up with the race winner there, Deepak Palchanappa, saying his brakes were acting up during the race, so that's the reason why the opposition at times was able to catch up with him. And I think by opposition he meant B. Vijay Kumar, because that was the only challenge he got really in the race for a couple of laps, after which it was just a one-man show. And now in just a moment we'll see the presentation ceremony at the podium right above the pit lane. Disappointing race for Ashish Ramaswamy, but you'll have to say that Ramaswamy, though he had to pull out in the race thanks to an incident involving him and Varun Anekar after 5 laps. In the 6th lap itself, both of them collided, but you'll have to say that thankfully he'd already sewn up the championship in the first 3 rounds by registering 6 wins, so that DNF doesn't hurt his chances of the title, because he's already got the trophy in the bag. And we're talking about the overall Drivers' Championship.
Determined drive, give it to Rajaram, car number 60. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, this man deserves every applause that we give him today. The one and only Deepak Palchanappa, and he's got to celebrate it well. We also like to call out to the tuner prize, the man who's worked hard on Deepak's car. Joel, congratulations. Calling Joel, the tuner for the tuner's trophy, to please join us on the podium. Right, ladies and gentlemen, may I please request everyone to please rise for the national anthem of the country.
So the national anthem played out, and time now to felicitate the podium finishers. So there you have it. Third place finish for Shivaramakrishnan and Rajaram finishing second. A win for Deepak Paul Chinappa and his team, winning the Tuners Trophy as well. Welcome once again to action coming your way from the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship 2016. Well, it'll be interesting to see how things are going to pan out as far as the LGB race is concerned. That's coming up in just a bit. Now remember, you've got an interesting mix of drivers lining up on the grid for this LGB touring car class. And it's Diljit TS who starts off this race looking to make the most of the options that he's got now, because last race you had a win for Vishnu Prasad, and I think that is the reverse grid that's lined up for this race now. Now let's look at who starts off on P2 as far as this race is concerned. And I dare say it's going to be that young girl on the grid. Yes, it is going to be Mira Erda who starts off on P2 in car number 42. Mira Erda, remember, a very, very promising young driver who's held her own. Her father right behind her, you could see him. And then, of course, another girl on the grid is Sneha Sharma. She's also a commercial pilot, remember. Flies with a private airline whose logo you can see on the back of her car. A driver who drives for Dark Dawn Racing in the Formula LGB4 category. Another Dark Dawn driver, her teammate right behind her, Rohit Khanna, a Delhi boy who would be hoping to put in a good showing here. Remember, it's the reverse grid that we are seeing in the Formula LGB4 for this second race of the day, because the order in which they had finished, the top 8 have been reversed. So in race 1, Diljit had finished 8th, so he's starting off on pole, and Mira Erda's on P2, she finished 7th. But now let's look at who's next. On the grid is Brian Pereira, who's behind Rohit Khanna. We can see Rohit Khanna's car right now, that's car number 10. Still some work happening on the wing and the aerodynamics. That's Saran Vikram in car number 33. You've got Radha Selvaraj who's sitting right beside him having a chat with Saran. That's interesting to see. In car number 35, that's Brian Pereira. Brian Pereira, remember, had finished 4th. So that's how it's panning out. Mira Erda, remember, this young girl who's done exceedingly well on the racetrack. Let's hear what she's got to say.
Being on the P2, and I'll be trying my best to be over here and come and maintain my position.
Talking about this track, how was your qualification?
Well, qualifying was damn good, but I only did 2 laps and I got crashed. But luckily, my second lap was fastest and I finished 5th. Yeah. So the qualifying was damn good, and this day the race one has also been damn good. Yeah.
Talking about the temperature is cooling down right now.
Yeah.
So how it will help you, taking the short?
Well, it depends. Mostly, it's my driving style, how I'm gonna drive. So I'll be like being really patient and just checking out the track, and then I'll see how I'll be doing. Thank you so much.
So interesting little chit chat there with Mira Erda. Remember, her father's also running a racing team in the Formula categories in the karting circuit as well. But let's have a quick chat with Sneha Sharma, the commercial pilot, and another girl who's on the racetrack, a more seasoned campaigner. Let's hear what she has to say. Well, I think we might not have that much time because you can see the track being cleared. And yes, we'll have to get ready for the formation lap of this Formula LGB4 race. Sneha, remember, races for Dark Dawn Racing, and there are quite a few Dark Dawn Racing drivers in the Formula LGB4 category. 18 drivers on the grid. So you can see it's a packed grid with drivers from all across the country who've come down here to race in the Formula LGB4 category at the BIC. I'll quickly run you through the names. We looked at the top 8. Let's talk about the others. There's Ashwin Datta on the grid. There's Arya Singh, Akshay Kapoor, Tushar, Tathagat Mukherjee is there as well. Rupesh Shivakumar is there. Anjan Patodia, Anshul Shah, Rahul Deshpande, Kevin Pereira. They're all there. But two names that are so important in this category are one, Vishnu Prasad, and two, Raghul Rangasamy. Vishnu's been multiple time national champion, not just across this race category. He's done exceedingly well in the in the faster cars as well, the Euro JK16 series that he's been a part of earlier. This season, of course, racing in the Formula LGB4 category. And he is one of the strong contenders as well. Raghul Rangasamy has done well, and there's no love lost between those two, I can assure you that. There's Saran Vikram who will be putting in strong laps as well. So this promises to be quite an action-packed race. Another Dark Dawn Racing driver, Rohit Khanna, in your picture frames. Couple of very strong teams in the Formula LGB4 category. There's Meko Racing. Well, how can you forget Akbar Ibrahim's team? They're very strong contenders, and they've done yeoman service in grooming young drivers into the racing basics. Have Meko, and of course Dark Dawn giving an opportunity to a lot of drivers. There's Rio Racing with Raymond Banerjee, who's been another one of those very strong stalwarts of the national circuit, multiple time national champion himself. Just waiting for the race to get underway. It'll be an 8-lap race, remember. So a fair bit of distance to run for these cars, because the circuit length is 5 kilometers. So 8 laps across 5 kilometers will make it 40 kilometers that these cars are going to run. Just waiting for the race to begin. Still a few minutes to go before the start of this race. Right, so they're off for the formation lap. Just trying to get through the paces in this Formula LGB race. Trying to make sure that the tires are all done. This is the second race of the Formula LGB class today in the fourth and final round. We've already had one race this morning in this category. This is the second race of the day. Overall, we're seeing this as the sixth race. We see the superbike races, touring cars on the racetrack. Now this Formula LGB race, and there will be, of course, following this, another Euro JK16 race that will come up in just a while. drivers trying to get the tires some of the other youngsters who look to make a mark. It's Kevin Pereira, whom we've just seen go by in car number 24. And, he's going to be last on the grid. But a couple of drivers that you do have to keep an eye out on, and for Vishnu Prasad, Raghu Rangasamy, Saran Vikram, Rohit Khanna, and don't discount Sneha Sharma as well. Girl power very strong in this Formula LGB category. These stands will see many more people in numbers tomorrow, as we'll have a Sunday turnout that generally does happen for events like these. Just taking a look at the drivers as they go around the track. Coming around that final bend to line up on the start grid again. They'll remember the cars will take the same positions that they took when they started the warm-up lap, so we'll make sure the stewards, race stewards and officials to ensure that drivers take their same positions that have been allotted to them before the start of this race, which means that it will be Diljit who will start off on pole, Mira Erda on that front row, Sneha Sharma is going to be on P3, and there's Brian Pereira there as well, Rohit Khanna's there, Saran Vikram's there, Raghu Rangasamy, Vishnu Prasad, the top 8. Not necessarily in that order, but the top 4 will be the same. Keep an eye out for the lights. It's going to be an 8-lap race. The lights will come on one by one, and then you see them off. So the drivers, not a great start for Mira Erda. I think her car has stalled. You can see that yellow car on the racetrack. Disappointment for the young girl. Oh dear. Starting off on P2, one expected her to be off the blocks quickly, but you can see car number 42 now being helped off the track. So an early casualty. Mira Erda's race is probably done. Leader. I thought it was a good start for Diljit. He should try and make the most of that pole position that he got. Sneha Sharma got off to a good start as well. Look at Saran Vikram. He's caught up with the pack as well. There's Saran Vikram, there's Rohit Khanna in the fray as well. It's going to be a very, very exciting race. Towards the end, there's Tushar in car 43. He's last on the grid. And ahead of him is Kevin Pereira. So those are the back markers, but we'll keep our focus on the race leader. I would have to say great start from Diljit, but he's got a challenge coming, and not just one. He's got a couple of people challenging him for the lead, and namely you'll have to say there has been a very strong start that Saran Vikram has gotten off to. Rohit Khanna was in the mix as well. Sneha Sharma was there as well, challenging for the lead, and we'll know the exact position as they come around the straight. In the meantime, seems like another car seems to have run into some problems here. There's another driver pulling out of the race. So in that first lap itself, we've seen 2 casualties. One we know of, and that is Mira Erda. Her race is run. And there's been another car that's pulled out. So we'll just wait and see exactly who that is. For the moment, keep your eyes on Saran Vikram. He's had a very good start. And Saran Vikram is really taking the bull by the horns, so to speak. As they come around the bend onto the straight to take the first lap being over. Yes, it is Saran Vikram in the lead. Diljit is second. Rohit Khanna is third. Ragul Rangasamy is fourth. Sneha Sharma is fifth. Vishnu Prasad is sixth. So what a turnaround. What a turnaround. Sneha Sharma, who is third, has dropped down to fifth. Meera Erda, of course, has dropped out of the race. It's a disappointment for the young girl. Saran Vikram will have to give him credit. Starting sixth on the grid, he's now in the lead. Much quicker than the rest. His lap time is a lot quicker as well. Giving the crowd in the pit lane something to cheer about. On the straight now. Strong run being made by Diljit. Saran Vikram was in fact overtaken, I think, out of right at the end of the pack is Akshay Kapoor there in car number 77. Meera Erda has managed to get her car up and running, so she's back, rejoined the race, but she's right at the back of the grid, is Meera Erda. Not her fault, but her car, remember, stalled right at the start of the race. Let's join action with the leader pack, where Saran Vikram was leading the pack. His first lap was 2 minutes 27.9 seconds, and he's still in the lead, Saran Vikram, as the second lap has come to an end as well. Yes, in the lead, only just ahead of Diljit TS. Vishnu Prasad is having a good run. Vishnu's moved into third. Ragul Rangasamy is fourth. You can see those two yellow cars. There you see the two yellow cars go by. They were that of Vishnu and Ragul Rangasamy. So Saran Vikram in the lead. Behind him is Diljit. Vishnu is in car number 6. He's in third. Behind him is Ragul Rangasamy, the other yellow car, the second yellow that you just saw go by. And behind them is Rohit Khanna. Then you had Brian Pereira go by. Sneha Sharma, Ashwin Datta. That's the pack for you. So it's now beginning to stagger out. Vishnu looking to be more aggressive. He's trying to overtake Diljit on that straight. Does he have enough speed? Yes, he does. Oh, Diljit's been overtaken. He's not going to take kindly to that. Trying to challenge, taking the outside line. Look at Ragul Rangasamy. He's had a good run as well. And you've got the mid-pack go by. They're the trailers who are going by, the cars who are actually trailing the pack. And right towards the end is Akshay Kapoor. There you see him in car number 77. He's right at the back of the grid. Looking on from the corporate gallery, right above the pit lane. JK Tyre corporate gallery. People looking on, enjoying the racing action here at the BIC. Good weather. So good conditions here at Greater Noida. Perfect for racing, you'll have to say. That's Meera Erda in car number 42. Very, very far behind. She's lucky she's rejoined the race, remember. That's good enough for her because her car had stalled. She was almost a lap behind. In fact, she is a lap behind the rest of the drivers. Saran Vikram's in the lead. Diljit's in second. Vishnu's in third, Ragul Rangasamy in fourth. But has that changed now? Yes, it has, undoubtedly. Saran's dropped behind. It's a battle between Vishnu Prasad and Ragul Rangasamy right now. The two yellow cars are having a go at each other, as has been the case all season. Yes, Vishnu in the lead. Raghu is second, but only just. Diljit third, Saran Vikram fourth. There they go by. And then you'll see the battle that's on between Rohit and Brian Pereira. Car number 10 and car number 35. They're jostling for 5th and 6th positions. But this is the battle for the lead. Vishnu in the back. Ragul behind him. And that's the backpack for you. You have the likes of Akshay Kapoor in that. Arya Singh's in that group as well. You've got Ashwin Datta, Rupesh Shivakumar in that group. But let's rejoin action with the race leaders group. And Ragul is in the lead. So they've traded places. Ragul leading, but for how long? That's the question. Ashwin Datta we just saw who went by, and those are the trailers, the cars that are right at the back of the grid. Rupesh Shivakumar was there, and the likes of Akshay Kapoor go by in that mix. Tushar, Tathagat Mukherjee in that fray as well, and then right at the end is Mira Eda. What's happened is a couple of cars have dropped out of the race already. We've seen Rahul Deshpande drop out of the race. Tushar has dropped out of the race as well. So we've seen a couple of withdrawals early on. But this is the battle that you've got to keep an eye on. The two yellows that just went by. Because that's the leaders race. Vishnu and Ragul Rangasamy having a go at each other. Vishnu is ahead, but only just. Ragul is always breathing down his neck. In fact, now as they go into C2, it's Ragul who's in the lead and Vishnu's dropped down to second. So we've seen that happen a lot of times. On the straight, Ragul manages to overtake Vishnu. But then when you're getting into the tight corners, that's where Vishnu uses his experience and moves into the top spot again. And Saran Vikram is ahead of Diljit TS, so at least there, experience is the one that's winning over youth. Some of the back marker strugglers go by. Ashwin Datta there in the mid pack in car number 9. So it's now staggered out. The race leaders well and truly ahead, and then you've got the cars that are right at the back of the pack. Kevin Pereira in car number 24 going by. Well, that's the end of the race for another driver. It seems to be Anjan Patodia, who's pulled out of the race, gone into the pit lane. I wonder if it's engine problems for him. Let's stay with the race leaders, where there's a battle going on between Vishnu and Ragul Rangasamy. they've been involved in a few incidents. Remember, we've had a nasty tussle between these two drivers in Coimbatore earlier in this season of the championship. There's a battle where Saran Vikram was a part of the scheme of things as well. But Saran isn't here. Racing at the PIC, it's Vishnu and Raghu who are having a clean contest between themselves. Tight incidents with them. For the moment, Ashwin Sundar isn't around. Saran Vikram and Diljit TS in a battle of their own. Vishnu Prasad and Raghu Rangasamy in a battle of their own. Leaders Vishnu Prasad, multiple time national champion. Saran Vikram looks to overtake Raghu. I think he might have just picked him to move in the second spot. Fight on for the middle spots. That's Sneha Sharma going by in car number 52. Pilot. Very passionate about racing. Should be Mira Erda. Yes, she's running a lap behind the other drivers. So having completed just 4 laps, while the others have completed 5 and running their 6th. That's Mira Erda for you. She's trying to play catch up. It's going to be very difficult for her in this race. When you've had the other drivers pull away for a lap, so it's always going to be difficult to play catch up now. For the moment, it's Vishnu Prasad leading the pack, and quite comfortably. He's built up a healthy distance between himself and Raghu Rangasamy at the moment. And I think this is the way it's going to go, because 6 laps gone. The gap between them is for about 1.216 seconds. Saran Vikram's almost 2.5 seconds behind, and a good view from the JK Tyre corporate box. Looking down at the racetrack, and tell you what, while those guys are enjoying the race, I can tell you Race Control's got a very, very keen eye on the racing action, how it's unfolding. On the straight, this is the longest straight that you've got on the racetrack from C4 to C5, and that's where probably you'll see drivers try and get close to each other, try and use the slipstream and then pull out and try overtaking maneuvers as they head into the corner. But for that, you've got to try and get very close to the car ahead of you, and that's not happened, as the cars are beginning to space out, stagger out now. The best lap that we've seen so far has been of Vishnu Prasad, 2 minutes 25.131 seconds. That came in the second lap of the race. Currently 6 laps gone. This is the 7th lap in progress. And that is definitely not going to help the aerodynamics. You could see the broken nose on one of the cars. Looked as if it was one of the back markers in the race. That's Mira Erda for you. Having completed 5 laps, she's running her 6th, 1 lap behind, so fair bit off the pace from the rest of the drivers on the racetrack. So in ending the 7th lap there, Vishnu Prasad and Raghu Rangasamy. And it's going well for them. Now remember, this is the last lap which is being run. The last lap in the Formula LGB4 category for this race. And can Raghu Rangasamy catch up? Can Saran Vikram catch up with the top two? Diljit is off the pace. He's running 4th, way off the pace. Just looking at some of the drivers in the back of this grid, right at the back of the grid now go by. But that's the race leader for you right now. And are we in for a surprise? Because you've got Raghu Rangasamy is in the lead. Saran's running 3rd. Vishnu Prasad is 2nd. Diljit is 4th. Brian Pereira comes by. There's Rohit Khanna as well in car number 10. So are we going to see a turnaround in the final lap? Will Raghu Rangasamy pull off a win? We have to just wait and watch. But for the moment, it does seem as if he's got a measure of Vishnu Prasad. Akshay Kapoor just going by in car number 77. The back markers, but right at the end, remember, is Mira Erda who's running a lap behind, so there's a huge gap there. There you see her go by. That's Mira Erda for you. She's now finished another lap. She was running 1 lap behind. The other drivers have done 7, running their 8th. She's running her 7th lap now, having finished this. But let's try and catch up with the race leader, because Vishnu Prasad and Raghu Rangasamy are in for a battle. And who's going to win this? Get a feeling that Vishnu Prasad just might have clinched it. Yes, he has. Vishnu Prasad wins it by a few fractions of a second. Raghu Rangasamy comes in 2nd. Saran Vikram is 3rd. You could not have asked for a closer battle than this. What a close contest this. Saran Vikram coming in 3rd in that race. Diljit finishing 4th. Brian Pereira was 5th. Rohit Khanna 6th. Sneha Sharma 7th. Ashwin Datta has come in 8th. Arya Singh's 9th. Akshay Kapoor is going to come in 10th. So that's just the way it's going to go. What a race, what a race, what a battle this between Raghu Rangasamy and Vishnu Prasad. How close was this finish? Let's take a look. Look at this. Vishnu Prasad is in the lead. Raghu is coming up behind him. It's less than a car's length distance between the two cars as they cross the finish line. Very close call indeed, but you look at the difference between the two, 0.08 seconds. So it's about 100th of a second between those two drivers to determine who's won and who's come in 2nd. As close as that. So what a result to this Formula LGB race. So very close indeed. Raghu finishing 2nd, heartbreak for him. Saran Vikram was over 2 seconds behind the race leader Vishnu, so he's come in 3rd. Diljit would be disappointed because he had the pole position for this race. Should have done better with it. He was 6 seconds plus off the pace compared to the race leader. Doesn't get a win, doesn't get a spot on the podium as well. So there you have it. The podium finishers enter the pit lane. Vishnu, Raghu Rangasamy and Saran Vikram. Just a quick update for everyone. The fact that two drivers have been asked to report to race control, and that's Anshul Shah and Rupesh Shiv Kumar have been asked to report to race control after the race. So probably it was an incident involving those two drivers, which is why they've been asked to report to race control for probably a briefing. Vishnu Prasad's absolutely ecstatic. He's so happy about this result that he's notched up. The way he's finished this race, I think would be a happy and content man, and that's the reason why we're just going to have a quick chat with him and figure out his thoughts.
Master Baton Reserve from Vishnu Ram Saran in the same format. We are all set to welcome our presenter, all the presenter this time around. Okay, let's welcome our presenter for today. I call on, we call on with pride and so much of gratitude to Mr. Sanjay Sharma, the head of motorsports at JK Tyre, the man responsible for safety and motorsports growing up in this country. So there's a lot to go to this man. And we welcome Mr. Sanjay Sharma at the podium, certainly. Another warm welcome. Now, blood will start from number 3 all the way down to the race winner. Number 3, ladies and gentlemen, is still the winner. He's won multiple podiums at the same title. One more on that podium today. Let's give it up for Saran Vikram Kamar's competition number 33 coming in at position number 3. Saran, congratulations. Coming in at number 7 will come in. Saran coming in out, coming in at number 2. Very top and glad. This guy is Big Machine. Rahul Rangasamy. How many races is this guy going to go on? And ladies and gentlemen, the winner. And should we say, already one hand on the championship, Vishnu Prasad. And let's welcome Suresh for the tune-up. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. May I request you to please rise for the national anthem of our country. Please stand up for the national anthem of our country.
Presentation ceremony of the Formula LGB4 race that just concluded. Saran Vikram finished 3rd. 2nd place finish for Rahul Rangasamy, but what a strong finish from Vishnu Prasad once again as they receive their trophies from Mr. Sanjay Sharma. Confirmation of the result on your picture frame. Right then, we're set for action in this Euro JK16 series category. It's race number 7 of the day today and the second race in this race category. And remember, the start grid of this race is the classification that we saw of the previous race in this category, where Anandit Reddy had notched up a win. So he starts off on pole position for this race. Anand Shanmugam is second on the grid. There's Nayan Chatterjee, who will be on P3, Dhruv Mohite on P4, Ajay Kinney on P5, Ricky Donison on P6. So it'll be interesting to see how this race grid pans out.
Camera number 1, mic testing.
So
Channel 2, mic testing. 1,
all
2,
set
3,
for this
1, 2,
race
3.
in just a bit.
हेलो 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 दूसरा माइक लगा रहा हूँ
Lined up on the grid and quickly running you through the grid again. Anandit Reddy, remember, is the man who starts off on pole position. Right, so they're off for the formation lap at the moment. These drivers, remember, this is going to be a 10-lap race, excluding this formation lap. This is just going to be the formation lap. They'll just get the tires all warmed up, make sure the rubber is warmed up. They get good traction on the tires on the track. So just seeing the drivers go on the racetrack, having a go. Remember, the previous race was action-packed because Anandit Reddy got the better of Anant Shanmugam. Anant had started off on pole position, but Anandit Reddy got the better of him, got the better of Nayan Chatterjee as well. Nayan and Anandit were the two drivers on the first row, but things turned around very quickly and Anandit notched up an overtaking maneuver on both of them, managed to beat them and clinch a win. A very important win because that's helping him out in the overall driver standings. Look at the racetrack and you can see you'll have the marshals at the racetrack sticking out these pointers. That's actually the pointer for the cars in terms of where they need to line up when they come back after the formation lap. So it's just to give an idea to the drivers where they need to queue up on the racetrack. So interesting scenarios there. So the cars coming around and they'll now line up on the racetrack, take the formation laps come to an end. Now they line up again and get ready for serious racing action in earnest. have lined up now on the grid. And they're getting ready for the start. Oh, the lights have gone off, and I do get a feeling here that Anand Shanmugam might have just thrown the car into gear before the lights went off. So the stewards might want to take the race stewards might want to take a closer look at that. This could just turn out to be a jump start by Anand Shanmugam. But great start by Anandit Reddy, you'll have to say that. Let's see how this race pans out. There's been a action that race. 12 cars all racing to establish domination as they head down the straight now. Remember, Anand Shanmugam was on P2 and you felt that the tires had rolled before the lights went off. Could have just been that slight, urgency to get off the blocks quickly enough. Remember, he was pipped to the post in the previous race, so maybe that could be something that could have played on his mind as well. Seeing Ricky Donnison go by in car number 8, defending champion. He won the championship last year. Doesn't look in the reckoning here because of a very disappointing second round that he had in the championship. People looking on, enjoying race action. Now look at that. The interesting scenario is you'll have timings being held up by the Euro International technical staff for the drivers, just letting the drivers know what kind of times they're clocking or what kind of positions they're running in at the moment. It'll be interesting to see whether there has been some penalization from the race stewards to Anand Shanmugam. We'll get to know that in a while. For the moment, the drivers are completing the opening lap, and the way they stand is it's Anandit Reddy who's leading. Anand Shanmugam is second. Dhruv Mohite is third. Nayan Chatterjee has slipped down to 4th. Akash Gowda is running 5th. Akhil Rabindra 6th. Krishnaraj Mahadik 7th, Ajay Kini 8th, Manav Sharma 9th, Mohammad Narwala 10th, Chittesh Mandodi 11th, and Ricky Donnison is last on the grid at the moment in terms of the way they're running on the racetrack. But it'll be interesting to see which way this race pans out from here. For the moment, it's Anandit Reddy who's leading the pack. He's won the first race today. Can he hold on and clinch another win? We'll have to wait and watch. For the moment, it's going to be a tight battle between him and Anand Shanmugam. Just half a second separating the two. In the middle of the pack, you've got the likes of Ajay Kini, Manav Sharma there. Krishnaraj Mahadik in the fray as well. And there you see Ricky Donnison go by in car number 8. He's right at the back of the pack. So that's a little disappointment for the defending champion. They've got the best seats in the house at the JK corporate box at the first level. And look at this. Just letting you know exactly where you stand, what you've been doing, the kind of timings that you're clocking. That's what the Euro International crew are doing for the drivers racing in the Euro JK16 series. Remember, the series is run with Euro International, one of the very respected organizations in motorsport around the world, based in Italy. They have centers in the US as well, running the Euro JK series with these cars, featuring a Mygale chassis, run on a 1.3 liter BMW engine. Completing lap 2 of 10 laps, it's still Anandit Reddy who's in the lead. Running second is Anand Shanmugam, about half a second behind him. And you can see him, the crew on the sides, just letting everyone know what kind of timelines they're running here. Nayan Chatterjee is almost a second and a half behind. He's running third. Dhruv Mohite has dropped down to 4th. So Dhruv has not had a great second lap. He was much quicker in the first. He's now lost positions and slipped down to 4th at the end of 2 laps. That's a little disappointment for him. In terms terms of standings. You've got Akash Gowda running 5th, Akhil Rabindra 6th, Krishnaraj Mahadik 7th, Ajay Kini 8th, Chittesh Mandodi 9th, Manav Sharma 10th. Ricky Dawson's 11th. Mohammad Nalwala is the man who's dropped behind in terms of listen, I wonder if there's something wrong with his car as well, because he hasn't completed the second lap. So maybe we've got 11 cars on the track right now, with Nalwala having problems with his car. In fact, he has completed that second lap as well. Now, what I was saying, the drive-through penalty will come. This is Mohammad Nalwala in car number 3. He's gone to the pit lane, probably having some problems with his car, and no surprises there. Now we've got news coming through from the officials that competitor 12, that's Anant Shanmugam, has to have a drive-through penalty. So just as I was saying that probably he had jump-started, had Anant Shanmugam, the officials feeling the same as well, which means he will now have to go with a drive-through penalty. He'll have to drive through the pit lane, which means he'll lose a lot of time. So problems for him. Three laps gone. Anandit Reddy is still in the lead, opening up a gap between himself and Anand Shanmugam. This could turn out to be a very handy win for Anandit Reddy, because a win in this race will pretty much set him up for the overall driver's title in this category. Open up a healthy gap between himself and Anand Shanmugam. And then it'll all boil down to that final race set that's going to happen tomorrow. Because on Sunday we'll have 2 more races of the Euro JK16 series, and they will decide who's going to clinch the overall drivers championship. And there is that battle on between Anand Shanmugam and Anandit Reddy. Nayan Chatterjee, you just can't count him out of it just yet. But a drive-through penalty for Anand Shanmugam is not going to help his cause today. There you see, just looking at the graphic, letting you know exactly how it stands in terms of positions on the grid. Anandit Reddy is leading after 3 laps. It's a 10-lap race, remember. So 10 laps across a 5-kilometer long circuit. It's clearly letting you know it's 50 laps, that it's 50 kilometers that they're doing in those 10 laps around the circuit. Four laps gone now, and a drive-through penalty is what you see. You can see the pit lane. In the pit lane, you've had one of the drivers go into the pit lane, and that is the driver who's serving that penalty. That's Anand Shanmugam. So he's had to go through. Remember, when you're driving through the pit lane, you've got to restrict your speed. With the speed restrictions, when he's going to come out of the pit lane, he drops behind in the pack. And that's going to be the big problem for Anand Shanmugam. So look at the lead. It's now become a whole lot clearer. It's a much more comfortable scenario for Anandit Reddy. Nayan Chatterjee is second, Akhil Rabindra third, and the positions are going to change, because now what's going to happen is that things are going to ease up for Anandit Reddy, because Anand Shanmugam is going to drop paces. He's going to drop places as well in the standings. So Anandit Reddy has had a good run. This is, remember, the last race of the day today, as weather is beginning to get a little murky. The evening sets in. Sun going down this part of North India does tend to get a tad murky. Anandit Reddy leading comfortably. Nayan Chatterjee second. Now positions will change because Akhil Rabindra is third. Dhruv Mohite is fourth. Remember, there was a drive-through penalty that Anand Shanmugam has had to serve, so he's dropping down in the standings. Krishnaraj Mahadik is fifth, Akash Gowda sixth, Chittesh Mandodi seventh, Ajay Kini eighth, Ricky Donaldson ninth, Manav Sharma 10th. Anand Shanmugam has dropped down to 11th with just Mohammad Nalwala behind him. So that jump start costing Anand Shanmugam very dear indeed. But the race leader is not having any problems. Anandit Reddy is through more than halfway of this race, driving unchallenged. He just saw him go by, car number 2. Behind him is Nayan Chatterjee, and Nayan remembers in car number 9. So those two have broken away from the pack. The gap then between third and fourth is a handy 8 seconds approximately now. And there's a battle on for the third between Akhil Rabindra and Dhruv Mohite. The average time that these drivers are clocking is about 2 minutes, 2.5 seconds. So doing good times here, these drivers around the Buddha International Circuit. Healthy lead for Anandit Reddy as well. He's breaking away from the pack very comfortably, and look at the lead that he's got over Nayan Chatterjee. That's a healthy 2-second lead. Very comfortable indeed, and that should hold him in good stead. So it's going well at the moment for the race leader. No challenges from anyone. The one driver who is putting up a strong contention for the race, Anand Shanmugam, being penalized for a jump start, having to suffer a drive-through penalty. And this first day of this last round hasn't gone well for Anand Shanmugam. Previous race he had pole position, then lost it from there. And Anandit Reddy won the race. Now in the second race, he probably might not even finish amongst the podium finishers and lose valuable points. There you see it, Anand Shanmugam. He would be ruining his luck. He would be ruining what happened today. That jump start is proving to be very costly for him. Family and friends expectantly looking on as the drivers on the racetrack try and put in their best. So the battle on really for the third spot, because in the lead, no problems for Anandit Reddy. He's now completing 7 laps. Nayan Chatterjee behind him. But it's a closer battle for the third spot between Akhil Rabindra and Dhruv Mohite, because they've got only half a second separating them. And that's going to be closer as well. Krishnaraj Mahadik and Chittesh Mandodi, the Kolhapur boys, having a battle of their own. just saw Chitesh Mandodi go by in car number 7. But for the moment, let's watch the race leader. Anandit Reddy is having a good run. He's really proving his mettle in this class. The Euro JK16 series has gone very well for him. Look back at his performances, very strong showing in the previous round, where he really dominated proceedings in Coimbatore, did Anandit Reddy. Nayan Chatterjee falling by the wayside in the last round. He had a DNF as well, and that has hurt his chances. And right at the end, you got Anand Shanmugam having a battle of his own, trying to get the better of Manav Sharma. Now, Anand Shanmugam, remember, at one point of time was on the first row, but he had to serve a drive-through penalty and is now dropped right at the back of the grid. So how's it going to pan out now? Should be a handy victory here for Anandit Reddy, because Nayan Chatterjee is slipping off the pace. He's almost a second and a half behind him. Unless an error is made by the race leader, it should finish this way. 8 laps gone. It's all about concentration now for the final 2 laps. Can he hold on? Can Anandit Reddy keep the tempo going? This is Chitesh Mandodi going by in the mid-pack. Chitesh, remember, has had a battle going with Krishnaraj Mahadik, who's ahead of him, but moved well ahead. Now Ajay Kinney looking to catch up. But that's the view of the race leaders. This is where the battle is on. Akhil Rabindra and Dhruv Mohite. They've been going neck and neck with each other, trying to get the better of each other. Dhruv, remember, is not very far behind Akhil Rabindra, so maybe there could just be a little exchange of positions there. There is the end of the race for another driver. That's Ricky Donnison who's gone by. Ricky's not had a great finish again today, so he'd be disappointed. That's where the battle is for the 3rd spot, 3rd and 4th, and then you've got the likes of Krishnaraj Mahadik and Chitesh Mandodi. That's Chitesh Mandodi. Krishnaraj had just gone by. And now you'll see the others come by. Ajay Kinney has gone by. Anand Shanmugam would be looking to make his presence felt. The race leader has clocked 9 laps. So the last lap is what he's running now, is Anandit Reddy Konda. Nayan Chatterjee is 2nd. Rabindra still holding on to 3rd. Dhruv Mohite has dropped behind and is in 4th. So there's a gap now that Akhil Rabindra has opened up, and Dhruv, probably problems with his car, but he's slipping in pace. Race laggards coming up. Just going by, that was Akhil Rabindra, who's been very impressive through this race. There's Krishnaraj Mahadik, who's behind the top 4. He's running 5th at the moment, looking to catch up with Dhruv Mohite. That's Akhil Rabindra who's gone by. This is Dhruv Mohite, and look at right who's behind Dhruv Mohite. It's Krishnaraj Mahadik. So he's looking to catch up with Dhruv Mohite as well. So that could be an interesting tussle for positions 3, 4 and 5. Let's rejoin action with the race leader. This is Anandit Konda. Very clean drive from him. He's leading the race and should take the checkered flag. Nayan Chatterjee is running 2nd, and they've got a fair gap between them. As you see, the others come by. That was Chitesh Mandodi, Akhil Rabindra, I beg your pardon, who'd just gone by. This is Krishna Raj Mahadik and he's just gone by. But we'll just see what's going to transpire with the race leader. He's still in the lead, Anandit Reddy. This is the final lap. He just needs to hold his nerve. If he holds his nerve, he will take the checkered flag. Yes, he will. Another win for Anandit Reddy. That's 2 out of 2 today. Nayan Chatterjee finishes second. So another podium finish for Nayan. He'd finished third in the first race. He's finished second now. And a third place finish for Akhil Rabindra. So a strong run from him as well. Dhruv Mohite holds on to fourth. Krishna Raj Mahadik is fifth. Chittesh Mandodi sixth. Ajay Kini seventh. That's how this race has been run. But a good finish. Strong race from Anandit Reddy. You will have to give it to him that winning 2 out of 2 races today has put him in the prime position to clinch the driver's standings in the Euro JK16 category. So time for the podium finishers to line up in the pit lane. Much to the delight of his supporters and friends and family, Anandit Reddy notches up another win. And this could very well be the most important win that he's had, because it might firmly establish his chances of clinching the title. He's had 2 wins out of 2 today. That's a very strong showing. Second place for Nayan Chatterjee. Akhil Rabindra is third. And we'll just catch up with the race winner in just a bit.
Who's number 1? Oh, number 1.
Congratulations, well done indeed.
Congratulations. Yeah. This is your helmet. Give me a helmet and immediately. Immediately, Armand has to drive.
With 96 points to Anandit Reddy, Nayan with 87. Now, wow, I mean, there's everything to play for 2 races to go. 20 points to have, 20 points to grab. When we're looking at Anand Shanmugam.
Anand!
Now currently in position number 4. So, not to play for, not to play for more.
Yeah. Oh, you want the championship, no? It's both. Now who's sealed the championship?
No one sealed it.
You're not sealed. So
No, 9 points up.
Okay, great.
Almost sealed.
To podium and all.
Congratulations. I think it's a very exciting race of the day, the last race of the day.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I started in front, had a battle for the first 2 laps, but then managed to pull out a comfortable lead, so it's pretty good.
And talking about now the championship, you are leading in the championship.
That's right. I just pulled another 2 points to Nain on the championship and couple on Anand, so yeah, it's pretty good place, and this race really helped.
And talking about first 4 laps of the race,
Yeah.
how was it?
Yeah, the first 3 laps was, a lot of pressure from Anand. We came side by side couple times, but then I guess Nain caught up and did a good job, and I managed to pull a gap in the meanwhile. So, it was pretty good.
Talking about the performance of your cars.
This weekend the cars are performing fantastically. We're able to break, almost 100 meters from the turn at the back straight. Considering we're doing 210, 220 over there, it's pretty good. So, yeah, it was great, I think.
And now tomorrow is another day. What we can expect?
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be challenging because it's the reverse grid format, so which means I start 6 tomorrow. There's going to be a bunch of fast drivers in front of me, so I'm just going to have to try and get a good start, make a couple places there, and then fight for the win.
Now we have tough competitor, although he's trailing. So your take on this?
Yeah, definitely. Nain has been fantastic all season, and this race as well. Caught us from the back, took Anant as well. So it's definitely not over. 2 more races to go. So yeah, fantastic.
Your thoughts?
So since last round, I think Anandit had a superb streak of wins, and he's already winning another 2 today. So I think he's driven really well, very consistent, very few mistakes. And towards the end I caught him up because I had a little better pace than him, but still he pulled out a good gap. So probably if I had 2 more laps, probably I would have had a good tussle. But I think he's done really well, and now it's not very tough for him to win the championship, but it's a tough game for me. So we'll see what happens. There are 2 more races and we can still see.
On your car's performance?
I think the car was perfect. Couldn't ask for anything better. And even in the first race, I didn't have an issue, but I was a second slower than them. So I don't know what it was. I couldn't get the top speed which I needed. But now I just got it. So I think they must have changed something, or maybe I'm just driving better.
Tomorrow is a reverse grid for you, right? So what kind of rivalry we can see from Nayan and
So basically, the fast guys. We'll be Anand is finish 8th right now. So he's going to be starting 8th and we'll be starting 5th and 6th. So it's not going to be too easy also, but we'll have to get ahead of all of them. That's all.
Came out strong.
Thank you so much.
In round number 3 to take 3 wins and 1.
So we'll have the presentation coming up in just a bit.
A lovely fellow to talk to on the track. This guy has done so much on the PRDS. Let's give it up for competition number 4. Akhil Ravindra, finishing at number 3. Congratulations. This is a special place for Akhil because very important podiums came for him at the World International Circuit. Coming in at number 2, still hunting for the championship. Let's give it up for the one and only Tyre, car number 9 in position number 2. Well done. Okay, everybody make some noise, and also now the championship leader. Does it mean one hand on the championship? Give it up for Anand Reddy Konda. Well done, Anand. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request you, let's all stand up, let's all rise for the national anthem of our country.
So time to present the trophies to the winners of this race, the Euro JK16 Race 7. And confirmation of the result, a third place finish for Akhil Ravindra, second place finish for Nayan Chatterjee, and a very strong finish for Anandit Reddy Konda. His second win in this race weekend on Saturday. Confirmation of the results. So 2 out of 2 for Anandit Reddy, and that wraps up the racing action that we've had for you on this Saturday of round 4 of the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship 2016 at the BIC Greater Noida. There's lots more coming up tomorrow, so do join us then. For the moment, it's time for the winners to savor the moment.